Well, guess what? Our boy Lenin, he's out. He's done. He's dead. So it's like, who takes his spot? Well, in comes a great named man. I can't really call him a great man because he did some crazy things. But he is a Joseph. But this is Joseph Stalin. So Joseph Stalin comes on the scene and he focuses on Russian development. And Joseph Stalin is anti-West. And he's so anti-West. It's like he is violently putting people down. Anybody that rivals him is either going to be killed or kicked out, expelled out of the land. What Stalin does is he increases industrial development and he attacks peasant ownership as well. He creates these government-owned farms. It's called collectivism. And so that's basically the beginnings of Russia. China. Yep, this is the last one we're going to talk about. And then I think that's all I'm going to do for the video since I had to recapture this video anyway and add a few little bells and whistles for your viewing entertainment. So China. You remember the fall of the Qing occurred. And what was special about the fall of the Qing? Oh yeah, that's right. Good answer. Right. It was the last, what? Empire, really? Wait, empire? Is that the right word? What is it? It's the last dynasty. There you go. Last dynasty. And there's many competitors that are trying to rise up to be the man to take over China. You got secret societies. Secret. We're going to take over and it's a secret. You have warlords, you have students, you have middle-class politicians, and of course, you have those crazy Japanese. That's right, the Japanese are rising up, and they want to take China for themselves. Well, you have this movement called the May 4th movement that takes place, and it's a protest against those crazy Japanese, for starters, and it's aimed at that's a mouthful. It's aimed at transforming China, really actually into a liberal democracy, if you could believe that. China was on its way of being a liberal democracy. But China, you know what? They just realize it's too far gone. There's no way. We are going to need some serious changes in China. We're going to need, there's peasants starving. There's all kinds of stuff going on. So they believe something radical is really needed. And they believe this is something so radical, so bodacious, dude, that they're actually going to look to the Russians. They're actually going to look to the Bolsheviks. They're inspired by the Bolsheviks and what they could do in their rise to power. So the Chinese actually start studying it. They start looking at Marxism. And there's this guy, Li Dazo. He heads up the Marxist study. And there's another guy that becomes important later. Mao Zedong is one of the students there. That's not a mouse named Dong. It's Mao Zedong. So in the summer of 1921, after they'd studied it for a while, they get together and they have one of those secret meetings and they declare communism in China. And it's secret at first until the word gets out. Well, there is the Chinese Nationalist Party, crazy name, Kuomintang. It's also known as another name as well. But they are a party led by Sun Yat-sen. Sun Yat-sen. I think you need to see that name. So our boy Sun, he's at odds with warlords that are roaming around China. He's at odds with the communists, and but he decides, you know what, I got to get some people on my side because I got to get connected to the peasants somehow. So he connects, makes an alliance with the communists in 1924, as a matter of fact. And not only does he do that, but he looks to Russia for some Bolshevik advisors. And the Bolshevik advisors also, they start this military academy called the Whampoa Military Academy with the help of Russia. And there's another guy that is his head advisor there. He's the head of the academy, and he's an advisor to Sun. His name is Chiang Kai-shek. We'll show you his name as well. But as I said, he's an advisor to Sun, and Sun is really, he's unaware, he's unattached to landlord peasant issues. So he's just kind of going on and not really aware of what's going on in life. Now let's come onto the scene with Mao Zedong. So Mao Zedong steps onto the scene, and Mao becomes an important dude. You need to know Mao. Mao Mao, Papa Mao Mao, Papa Mao Mao, Papa Mao Mao. So Mao Zedong was, for starters, a pretty well-off peasant. They owned land and stuff. And Mao, from early on, didn't really like the way that his dad exploited the laborers that worked on their farm. And so him and his dad were at odds. And so Mao really educated himself. He had thoughts of rebellion from a very young age. They showed some of his writing in the book. And then on the other side of things, upon Sun's death, his boy, remember the guy, his right-hand man, Cheng, takes lead on the move for power. And so he's really seen as, he's so powerful, he becomes this president. They look at him as the president. And what group was he from? Let's just make sure we're talking about the right group here. The Chinese Nationalist Party. So, and this of course is Chiang Kai-shek, who we talked about. And so people are looking at him in China as the president. He takes on the communists in 1927 in a massacre in Shanghai. And so, of course, Mao Zedong, who'd been studying it and was at the secret meetings and stuff, all of a sudden is propelled into leadership. And Mao, as he jumps into leadership, he leads this long march in 1934 with 90,000 followers and kind of cements his leadership. And so these two groups are now at odds with one another, and we'll for sure get into it in a later chapter. But they don't, at this point, like take off and just start wrecking shop with one another, because the Japanese still have to be dealt with. So they ally together and fight the Japanese, but more to come with China. So that's the end for now. Hopefully you've enjoyed this incredible video and you've actually done your notes and come to class, and we'll just talk about the depression and all that good stuff. Peace. Have a good day.